Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday edition of Dating God's Way. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Kanish, daughter. Hey, Michelle, daughter. Tara. Hey. How y'all doing this evening? Y'all doing good? We all missing mom. Mom is away from us for the next 2 days. And So yeah, so y'all, Chanel, what up, Chanel? Hey, how are you and the family? I pray you and the family are doing well on this good old Tuesday evening. Yeah, hey, Kanish. Hey, y'all. So I was just thinking, right? I was just thinking, like earlier today, or I've been thinking about this all week, really. Tiana, what's up, T? I've been thinking about this um, a lot this week, and I'm not even gonna get it. I don't even know. Eh, E, Lady E, Pastor E, my dear wife E. Hey, you. Oh my goodness, so good you joined on. I know you at work. You working. You getting things handled up there in New York. Um, but I was thinking, like, me and E been talking, um, especially about we've been talking, especially about not especially about, but like the whole. I'm gonna just segue from this. Um, I don't know the song. I didn't even read the lyrics. I don't care to read the lyrics at all. But the whole um, uproar or the controversy that was 5 minutes ago, because now you in the next 5 minutes. So what happened 5 minutes ago is history. It's over. The world done moved on. But the whole uproar about the Beyonce songs and her songs that were released that people know about, and there's a lot of Christian folks has really um, uh, put their view in their critical eyes and critical thinking on it, so to say, which is cool. Which is cool. Everybody have that right, especially with multimedia and social media. Everybody has their right to do whatever they want to do. No doubt about it. But so oh my goodness, I'm sorry. So so what happened is I got all types of things going on over here. So what happened was the people talking about the whole Beyonce thing, especially the church girl thing. I haven't heard the sample, haven't heard the song, haven't heard none of it. First of all, I'm like, yo, why do so many church people know about this stuff? That's my that's kind of my first question a little bit. Why so many people really are concerned about Beyonce? It goes to show you her Beyonce's fan base has transcended church, so to say. But the whole thing is the Okie Doke, right? The title of this topic tonight that I want to encroach upon is the Okie Doke, right? So yeah, to like wow, yeah, to us like wow to me too. Like how many because in my timeline, all of these things come. I mean, like people that talk about uh, Christianity and salvation and everything like that. All of it comes across in their inputs on it, especially as it lined up with the Word of God. And they say some good stuff and everything. But the close examination that they take of Beyonce, I was like, wait a minute, y'all kind of y'all listen to Beyonce. And Beyonce crossed your line this time. Previously, she didn't cross your line, but this time she crossed your line. Now, if you know anything about the whole genre or whatever, you know that they always cross the line. Like man, he said, the world is going to be the world. Just because they stepped on your toes did not did not stop it from being the world. But anyway, the Okie Doke was they probably the criticisms about Beyonce and the song and the music and any music probably sells or captures more clicks than they got anyway. So you just brought more attention to something you probably should not have needed to bring attention to. So while you are criticizing, or while people will criticize Beyonce or whoever else that may cross their line or cross the line, whatever you may say, the more you bring attention to it, um, the more money, the more opportunities they have to go to the bank and cash that check in, because oh, that's another viewer, and so that's another couple of dollars in my pocket. So y'all, folks have probably just criticized Beyonce all the way to the bank. Um, yeah. So that being said, Okie Doke. So you gotta be careful of the game of being Okie Doke, especially in relationships. Be careful when somebody or someone that you are you may be in a relationship with or in a relationship in, but they are really sucking you in for the okie doke. That things may not be what they seem, um, and they seem all good on the surface, but as you get into deeper relationship, you become so entangled. You become so entangled in the relationship, it's hard to let go and get out. And this goes for both sides of the coin, for men and women. We're talking about the okie doke, being okie doke here. That you had good intentions, but the other person on the other side had other intentions. Um, and so they are so they have ways. So this is why it's important, as we talked about dating God's way, that our eyes of discernment stay open, stay open on who he is, who she is. Our eyes stay open about who they hang out with, the circles that they're typically around, and so you will not be okie doke. So you're not so you won't be the one that's okie doke in the equation. And so I read some on on somebody else's post today, Kimberly Richardson, on her post today. um I forget what she talked about because I commented on it. But she talked about it's basically what my response was, and I had to come back to what she talked about. But my response was that um, too many times when people meet people and they encounter a relationship with people, um, there's some healthy intimidation there. I think I think sometimes intimidation can be healthy. Yeah, no. Kim is good. Kim is good. She wrote a perfect post. Yeah, she wrote a perfect post. I'm crediting her. I'm citing her post. I enjoyed it, because it was nothing but the truth. So let me see if I can find the post again, and so I could tell you. And I definitely agree with it, because you all are powerful people, whether you're a man or woman. You are so powerful, and she says it like this simple statement: find a man who will respect the oil on your life. Find a man men, find a woman that will respect the oil on your life. That's really deep. My comment, my comment on her post was, I see this as becoming more difficult for saved women, for saved independent ladies. It's not their fault. It's not your fault if you're a lady. It's not your fault, but it's the insecurities of the man, or gender neutral. It's the insecurities of the other person. Um, so I think now churches is in a or unmarried folks are in a place of, where do I meet my mate? Right? Where do I meet my mate? I'm at a loss. You done tried online. You done tried different hangouts, and it just seemed like when you go somewhere, when you do something, it just seemed like the world is always after you. But that saved young man, that saved young woman, is not around at your social in your places of social activity, that to grab a hold to. So where do you go? Where do you go as a unmarried person? Where do you go to find your mate, to find that mate, to find that person that you could be interested in? So I posted earlier, or just a little a time ago, that don't be afraid to expand your network. Don't be afraid to expand your social network. Don't be afraid to diversify your social network. Diversity is going to be important, especially in this next season of life. It's going to cause you to be comfortable around folks that's not like you. The possibly the next promotion, I'm gonna say possibly, because I'm if I say if I say anything other than possibly, then it may get misconstrued as prophecy, and this is not prophecy. But you never know that your next promotion will happen through the lens, or through the alley of diversity. Or your next relationship may happen through the um portal of opening yourself up to diverse cultures, diverse ethnicities, diverse educational backgrounds, diverse careers. You never knew. Hey, Kishana, you never know where, because you are open to diversity, where that openness may lead you to. I'm gonna tell you this. It was for me, being diverse was probably the hardest thing for me to do, because I came from a non-diverse back. My whole background had no diversity in it. I mean, I went to the neighborhood school. Always been to a neighborhood school. I was always the majority. Um, and matter of fact, I was all. It was we were. I was all my my ethnicity, my who I am, my color. We were only the majority. We were the only. we were, it wasn't the majority or minority. We were the only ones. Um, and very very good neighborhood, good background, great education. But however, what I found out is that um, I wasn't ready for diversity. I wasn't ready for diversity when it came time for me to come out my neighborhood. I wasn't ready at all. And so what happened is that I went into a shell. I was already in the shell, but I went into a deeper shell, because now I was insecure about how do I act around people that I have no association with. I have no association with. So um so that's why I'm saying we have to not don't let diversity be a curse word in your in your going aboutisms. So um it's important that especially if you are not in a relationship, and some of you have already, and some of you may not, but it's okay um to be diverse, right? Or have diversity. And as they say, just don't forget who you are, as in to say that don't don't let becoming diverse change um change your character, make you talk or have you talk bad about um, your ethnicity or your culture. That's not what diversity is about. Diversity is not about you finding something else to tear down something because you think, oh, this I got this great thing over here. So all of a sudden now this what I came from over there, all of it's bad. I couldn't find it. They just wasn't the ones. Blah 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 blah. That's not what diversity is about. Diversity is about becoming really a world citizen. And if anything about global mandates have taught me is becoming a world citizen. Yes, I know I'm not of the world, but we live in this world. And having a global mandate on my life, and as kingdom people, as you are unmarried kingdom people and married kingdom people, there is a mandate on your life to be global. So that globalism looks diverse. That globalism looks like Europe. That globalism looks like Africa. That globalism looks like right, exactly. Stop being afraid of people. Discernment doesn't come from fear. Thank you. That's right. Discernment doesn't come from fear. You know, Dennis Rodman, God bless his heart, he wants to go to Russia, and I guess he want to talk to Putin about getting Brittany Garner out of jail and everything. But here is Dennis Rodman. Now the U.S. shut him down, or they trying to shut him down. Um, but here is Dennis Rodman, not afraid to go talk to a diverse people or a people that doesn't talk his language completely, and that he's trying to use whatever influence that he has, whatever clout that he has, to try to help this young lady get out of jail. Like when you become a diverse person, you realize the influence that you really have, not only in your culture, but Jesus said it like this. Jesus said it like this. He says, like a prophet not even honor in his own home. He came to do work. He came to do many works, but he could not do many works in his own place. Like he was like, look, but he was so diverse. He operated anywhere and everywhere. He operated in the Gentiles and he operated in the Jews. It didn't make any difference. So that's why we have to now become, even in our diverse spaces. I know that we cannot be afraid. Um, First of all, be afraid of what others may think. Be afraid of what others may think. Be afraid of the racism of others. You can't be afraid of those things. You should not let fear be your controlling factor. Fear should not be your controlling factor, but let the courage and the grace of God be your guide. So we have to begin to diversify our circles, and as you begin to diversify, you will find your social circle even expanding even more. And I pray that you can handle the expansion. I pray that you can handle the expansion. That's really important, is to handle the expansion. So don't get okie doke. Don't get okie doke into just one just to one area. Somebody making you, or anybody making you feel like you cannot go beyond a line or go past a border. Don't try not to do that. When and growing up, like I said, I grew up in DC. It was certain neighborhoods you go into, and you just knew, like, you would meet a female, and you would ask, what neighborhood you from or whatever. You may drive. I don't know how many people's like me. I drive around there, and if I see too many dudes outside, I'd be like, look, I ain't even, because usually the dudes, they already, like, they don't really want you dating somebody outside of your neighborhood. Like, they don't want you, they like, the diversity wasn't even about color. The diversity was all about the neighborhood. They ain't from this neighborhood. or they ain't this or that, whatever. They don't belong over here. The closed-mindedness, right? And so, so we have to become more diverse outside of our social circles, outside of our living, our boxes of living where we are, and not be afraid to get out there and explore. And who knows what's out there for you? Who knows who God has put out there for you? So don't be afraid to be diverse. So, hey, look, this is a short time because me, I talk at about 15, 30 words, and I'm done. But hey, look, y'all got any questions for me? Y'all got anything to say? Any comments? Anything stirring in your head about being diverse? How will you be diverse? Um, what have you has being diverse actually really held you back? Have your own isms held you back from seeing or dating diverse cultures? Yeah, dating diverse cultures. Have your own isms held you back from dating diverse cultures, based on your own isms that you have, those things that really need to be uprooted, because those things that's still there could be your setback or your holdback. So yeah, so I'm done tonight. Hey E, thank y'all for joining. Man, I love y'all. I love y'all dearly. Hey, I hope I see y'all tomorrow night at Vision Impact Center, Wednesday night Bible study. We'll be live in person and of course streaming online on your local live stations. Yes, how do you stay available? Kanish, how do you stay available? Woo. How do you stay available, Kanish? Are you available? Are you really available? Are you really available? Hey, Cavante, son, are you really are you? That's the question. Are you really available? And what is your approach? And what is your opening for someone else to come in? So I was thinking about this before the call. I was thinking about this before our call because I'll be thinking a lot. It's probably dangerous. Probably a man shouldn't probably think this much. Um, but I remember even I'll just say Pastor E. I was intimidated talking to Pastor E when I first met because I didn't know if she was available or not. But it was her body gestures. No, she didn't. She didn't twerk in front of me. But it was her gestures um, that welcomed me into conversations. It was her willingness to have a conversation with me. She never shut me down. She never shut me up. Uh, she sat there even when I was boring. She sat there and listened to me. And so it was having these it was she was open, she was available for conversation. She made herself available for conversation. Nope, she didn't give me a dupe number. She didn't give me a just a random number. Or back in the day, used to call the time. You used to give people the number to the time, where you can literally call time and say, and it'll tell you the time now is 8:34 p.m. Um, so and people used to give out the number for the weather and the time sometimes. So but it's those yeah, absolutely, to the gestures and the willingness to have conversation, not have the conversations, but just to have conversations. And let me say this: every guy that says hello, and I'm gonna say this on behalf of the guys. I'm gonna say this on behalf of the guys. Here we go. We give out Google's. I'm gonna say this on behalf of the guys. Every guy that says hello to you ain't trying to holler at you. No, they're not. Many people are just being polite. They're being studious. They're just saying hi. They just want to say hi. It's okay to say hello and hi back. I was in Macy's the other day, and I saw one young lady, a worker. She was there. She was struggling with a sign, and I had to say, look, I ain't trying to holler at you or nothing, but it looked like you need some help. Do you really need some help? So everybody ain't trying to holler. Thank you, Cavante. So, and Cavante, I'll go ahead and say, and for I was watching the Jeffersons. Yeah, I'm binge watching the Jeffersons. I'm on like season 8, and they did like 100 and something episodes a season seemed like. But I'm watching the Jeffersons, and George secretary was being friendly and nice to him, and immediately George mind went to, oh, she want me, like. And I'm like, this was back in the 80s. And I'm like, wow, it's the same thing now. Like, so I think we have to, once we get across this thing, like, whether you man or woman, everybody don't want you. People typically are saying hello and hi because it's the nice thing to say. It's the proper thing to say when you're in the same room with someone. When you reliving the old days. Yeah, exactly. Hey man, the Jeffersons. I'll probably go back and do it all over again. I got to get through good times first. But look, it's okay to be polite. It's okay to greet. It's really a normal thing, y'all. It's really a normal thing. So yeah. So that's it. That's my spiel tonight. I had my lean and green. I don't know how lean and green was. I had turkey meatballs and zucchini noodles. And that sounds good. And that sounds pretty healthy. But the amount of tomato paste I put up there, I don't think that was healthy. I don't think that was healthy at all. I don't think that would not healthy, but contribute to weight loss. So y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. Yeah. I know I should have just used a dab of spaghetti sauce, but it just tasted so good. That whole chemical thing that it got going on in it, and I just couldn't stop. But yeah, so look, thank y'all for joining me tonight. Next Tuesday, Pastor E will be back online. No, she won't. Okay, so join me again next Tuesday. Maybe I'll have a special guest on next Tuesday, and we can do this all over again on Dating God's Way. Well, y'all, it's time to play the intro out so we can be out, so I can get out. I can holler. Thank y'all for joining tonight. We welcome Kenise, Devontae, Tara, Tamia, Ishana, Michelle, Tiana, Pastor E, Janelle, all of y'all that dropped by tonight to say hello to me. Hey, Janelle. Hey. Mommy in the house. Yes. I was at it again, E. Please do, Devontae. Please rewatch from the beginning. Yep. Thank you, sir. Yep. I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah, we at it again. All right. Almost over. I'm at it again.